Morning, everybody. 8:10 a.m., January 17th. Welcome to this Crazy Markets channel. Now, yesterday, playing around with very big levels in Nasdaq and in the ES. Big levels chopping right through them, back forth, back and forth, back and forth. We're getting ready to make big moves here. Ultimate balance in the ES basically means the most traded price of the month is equal to the most traded price of the week. All right, so big moves about to happen. Now we can crisscross through this for as long as you have to, but that just means you're building up energy to make a big move. Okay. Now, without further ado, welcome to my channel. My name is Steven Gonzalez. I use market profile and volume profile to find structure in these markets, along with supply and demand, gamma exposure levels, the most traded price of the year, the month, the week, and the previous day. That's my edge, the way I look at the markets. All right. All my levels get reactions. That's why I have them on my charts. Okay. Now, hopefully, everybody can come join me. I do this every morning. All right. Give you the lowdown on the markets, the recap, the news, leaders, laggards, market economic calendar, market news, maybe some upgrades, downgrades, and just give you the general overall story of the markets. Okay. Hopefully, you could smash the like button. That would be much appreciated. Okay. Now, what do I do on this channel? I also do long and short trade scenarios. All right, I analyze the ES and the Nasdaq futures, come up with long and short trade scenarios. Once the market opens up, brand new information comes out. Decide to put risk on or off. Now we decide to put risk on, and I feel like the trade has educational value. I'll make a video. All right, and I will post that to my YouTube Shorts. Also post that to my X account at Gonzo719. Also TikTok. Gonzo719 Trader. All right, now I'm trying to build a community here in Discord. All right, that's Confluence Trading on Discord. Please go to that link on my YouTube homepage. You'll see that there. That link should never expire, so please let me know if you have any issues. I'm trying to build a community there. Once that gets more growing, I will gravitate towards that and really ramp up the content there. Okay, so without further ado, why don't we get right into what's moving markets this morning? Now, what I saw earlier was the volume wasn't as great this morning. So let's just see what's going on here. All right. All right, let's see what we got going here. Who's leading the pack? Bitcoin's back over 100,000, up 2.56%. Ethereum up 2.33. Nasdaq's up 0.73. Russell's up 0.73. ES up 0.53. Dow is up 0.51. 30-year bonds being bought today. 30-year bonds being bought. Interesting. Dollars up 0.15. Gold down 0.42. Crude down 0.67. 10-year yield is down to 0.84. Silver is down 1.58. And the VIX is down 4.04%. It's underneath a 16 VIX. Now the market is pushing above yesterday's highs right now as we speak. All right, let's look at the Mag 7 Plus here. Let's see who's leading the pack here. Coinbase, obviously a proxy for Bitcoin, up 3.74, followed by Broadcom, up 1.53. Nvidia, I saw just got a price target raised. They're up 1.06. Okay, Apple's up 0.86. Apple tumbled a big time yesterday. But basically, the news came out that I saw that Apple's no longer the leader in China. Domestic phones there have beat Apple out. However, Apple's bouncing a little bit. AMD's up 0.81. Amazon's up 0.7. So everybody's up. Now, the reason why that is because the market in the NASDAQ kind of really tanked at the close. Really fell apart. So this is why these numbers are a little more inflated than normal. Okay. Is there a laggard? Eli Lilly. Eli Lilly is the laggard, down 0.31. Okay. Moving on to top sector stocks. All right. Who's the leader? Salesforce up 1.91. Snowflake up 1.51. Uber's up 0.79. Qualcomm's up 0.76. Goldman Sachs up 0.33. Disney's up 0.31. Is there a laggard? Not really. PepsiCo's down 0.03. 0.03. Okay. Not much of a laggard there. Let's check out that swing trade list. All right. Let's look at Mara. This is all Bitcoin related. Mara MicroStrategies up 4.92. Mara 4.59 MicroStrategies. Intel. Wow. Intel. Interesting. Up 4.58. Riot, Hood up 4%. Hood is up 3.84. Cloudflare is up 3%. Bitcoin ETF up 2.56. ASML up 2.34. American Airlines up 2.19. Lam Research up 2.13. All right, we're going to stop there. Laggards. JetBlue down 1.97. HIMS down 1.93. Southwest Airlines down 1.74. And Spotify down 1.12. I guess we'll find out why that is. The airlines, right? All right, moving on to sectors. Sectors. All right. The guts of the market. Let's see. No surprise here. Semis leading the pack up 1.10. All right, followed by technology up 0.95. Followed by discretionary up 0.50. XLF up 0.38. And XLC up 0.31. No lagging sectors this morning. No lagging sectors. All right. All right. We can move on to the economic calendar, which doesn't really have much on it today. It does not have much on it. Yeah, so today, building permits, housing starts, really not much today. Okay, really not much moving the markets today. Let me look at another source here to see if I can get some other news for you guys. I don't really see something there. Let's go to investment.com. Let's just refresh. There we go. Okay. So let's see what's going on with some of these on some news today, okay? Rivian stock rose 2.9 after the Spiegel magazine reported that German auto giant Volkswagen is considering ways to deepen its partnership with the U.S. electric car maker. Apple stock rose 0.8, bouncing after suffering its worst day since August the prior session, following the news that it was dethroned. Remember, I talked about this as China's biggest smartphone seller. Uh, Let me see. My alert came across my phone, so it threw me off. Following the news that was dethroned as China's biggest smartphone seller in 2024, with local robbers Vivo and Huawei overtaking the iPhone maker. Microsoft stock rose 0.3 after the software giant announced in a blog post that it's adding artificial intelligence tools to its consumer Microsoft 365 bundle and bumping up the price in the U.S. for the first time since introducing subscriptions 12 years ago. Salesforce stock rose 1.9 after TD Cowen upgraded its stance on the cloud-based software company to a buy from hold. Now let's see here. Alright, that's really all there. Okay. Let's go to some downgrades and upgrades. Let's see here how accurate this list is. Let's see. American Airlines. Alright, upgraded. Alright. AMAT, Applied Materials upgraded. Sector weight to overweight. Salesforce, there's the upgrade, right? What else we have here? Lam Research upgraded. Net, Cloudflare upgraded. SAP upgraded. All right. Now downgrades. Let's see what downgrades here. Really nothing there. This list sometimes isn't the best, but we will look at it together. Target raised. Let's see. Broadcom target raised. ARM target raised. Alaska Air Group target raised. Okay. Let's see if there's any notable target lowers here. AMD target lowered 170, 140. Interesting. Applied Materials target lowered. Huh. All right. Now, that's going to wrap up that. Earnings, there was no notable earnings today, so we don't have to look at that. I think we go right into daily charts. All right. Let's look at that SPY. Okay, so we're in a web here. Okay, so we're above the 20-day moving average. This 50-day moving average is acting as resistance, right? You need to get over that hump, right? And we're in the middle of last week's range. In the middle. Okay? So, kind of a difficult place to be, and the market needs to figure out, is this going to be a swing high, right? Because if you look at let's say a trend line here. This is going to be a secondary trend line right here. And we take it to here, right? This trend line is a downtrend, right? So it needs to see what it does here with this trend line. All right. Now, currently, yes, like yesterday. See, we opened here, but then we went down, right? Tech was weak yesterday. Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia all got weak. Okay. Where are we at now? 595.50. So we are gapping up. All right, gapping up, and we're up here right at that trend line. Really, it's time to see what we do here. Okay. Now the year-to-date VWAP here, we are over it. Okay, we are over it. Okay. So the average seller from the beginning of the year is underwater. Okay, we just have to see how this shapes out. Let's go to the ES. And let's look at the ES. Okay. So ES, look, so this is going to become a weak low here, 59.66 around. And we're about to reach the 24-hour session of yesterday's highs, right? So in this ES, you can see last week's highs are up here at around 60.68. 60.68, okay? That is far away from now, so we have to see. Okay, now you could see the trend line in the 24-hour session. So that's the primary trend line, and then if we do another one right here, let's go here, right? We're right at that trend. Okay, so like I said, do we hit the 50-day moving average and then fall apart? I don't know. I really don't know. Okay, so moving on to the Qs. Now the Qs were relatively weak yesterday. Okay, you can see here we hit the 20-day simple moving average, couldn't go above it, and where did we go? Right to the 50-day moving average and the year-to-date anchored VWAP. Okay, year-to-date anchored VWAP. So pretty opened here, closed here. Like I said, at the end of the day, kind of sold off a little bit. All right, but again, we're right in the middle of last week's range. We're not playing with the highs of last week's or the lows. So it makes it a little difficult. And you're in the middle of this garbage. All right. Where are we at now? 518. So see, NASDAQ is not gapping up. It's still in the upper portion of yesterday's range. Okay. Let's look at futures. Now futures, let's do a little trendy trend line here. There's your primary. And I mean, you could do it. I mean, you could really get crazy with trend lines. But those would be three trends, right? And we're coming up there. Okay. We're still in a downtrend in the NASDAQ. All right. So where are we at? Right at the 50, right at the 20. And you got this. We're in a downtrend, right? So it's very crucial for the market, what it does if it comes up to yesterday's. This is 24-hour session high. So we'll deal with this in the Nasdaq and ES futures analysis. Okay, so that's what we got going on there. Now let's move on to that bond market, that triple-headed monster. The bond market's getting a little weaker. It looks like. Look at that. Look at that. That's very interesting. Very interesting. Okay. So bond market, right? Look at this, right? It broke this swing high. This is like a yearly high, right? 4.8. Now that might have made people go, hey, you know what? That's a good deal. I'm going to buy the 10-year. And this week, this structure, just like we came up, is taking it right back. So the next key level is 4.5 yield. So we're at last week's lows right now. If that you lose that, you go to the prior week's lows. Okay, so watch the 10-year yield, the bond market, right? People might be looking at that going, I'll take that. Good morning there, Bravo. Now, let's look at that VIX. No, I'm sorry, the Dixie, the dollar. Dollar also peaked out here, made a yearly high of 110.176. Pull back. Now it's kind of little in a little range here, but the bond market, the 10-year yield is getting bought. The bonds are being bought today. All right, so we just have to see how it shakes out. Now the VIX, our fear gauge, right? The VIX is at a 15.87. So you peaked out here and we're just falling right at last week's lows, right? Now the 16 VIX, a round of 16 VIX is a 1% expected move, S&P 500 plus or minus, right? So is fear creeping out of the market, right? We'll have to see. We'll have to see. All right, now time for the main event. Let's do it. Let's do it. That will be our market profile and our volume profile. All right. Now, Bravo, I don't know if you saw my note in Discord about my thoughts and a new rule I'm gonna have. Not sure if you saw that. Made a new channel there for rules and trading thoughts. Gonna implement a new rule to when I don't like structure, and I say to myself, and you know because you've been listening when I'm going live in Discord, I'm like, I really don't like it. If I start like, I really don't like where the Nasdaq is in relation to the ES. That's like in a big. Then there's nothing to do until I see some kind of low of day, high of day exhaustion. Where, okay, if we're in a range, I want to just trade on the edges of that range. And even if that's not a good opportunity, I don't want to be in that either, right? But the main thing is setting up rules for yourself. So I'm like 2 days in a row, I did not like what I saw off the bat. And I chose to trade anyway before my setup was there, right? So I put this in my Discord, but I'm just going to go over it really quickly. Okay, so on Wednesday, market opened. I did not like the structure. Nasdaq and ES were not on the same page. And I said that over and over again. I don't like it. I don't like it. Then I chose to trade two trades, right? It doesn't matter that I was up in both. Really, it doesn't matter, right? So I got two full loss. That's a risk management rule. I'm done. Then the setup came that I wanted. And I had to watch it work out and be 40 points. So I would have made 40 points on about a 5 point risk, right? That taught me a lesson. But I obviously didn't learn my lesson because the next day I came in and I said I still don't like the way this market's setting up around big levels. It's going to chop, and that's what it did. And I chose to do a couple trades. Again, yes, I made some, they had big excursion on some of them. I went to break even. I took a loss. And then I took a nice short where that should have been the only trade I took. And Bravo was there with me. And I got in the short. He got in with me. And then rode that down. It was a nice trade. But that should have been the only one, right? So that's just something you got to implement new rules, right? And then abide by them. So now today, if we were going around those big levels, and we'll get into it, right? So let's just get into yesterday, all right? And I want to tell you my thought process on yesterday. So there's yesterday's session, right? Let's maybe make this bigger here. I like to get the fat bars in there. Yeah. Okay. So let's just look at it and what happened. Remember I said monster levels, right? Now why is this not giving me my marker? Of course. Hold on, let me get out of this and restart it. Apologize for the delay here. I just want to make sure my marker is working. Okay. So, yesterday, right, we opened up here, right? And it was volatile. And what did we do? We chopped at that major 59.88 level. We couldn't make heads or tails of it, right? Now, let me tell you what were the rules that I like. Tech was leading. This is the weakest sector. The market usually goes where tech goes, okay? But the rest of the market was so strong, okay? In my market internals window, let me just put that up for you. In my market internals window, right here, let me go to it. Look at the look at this divergence. So this is equal weight, this white line, right? And this is market cap. Market cap is the way the market moves, S&P 500, okay? Look at how strong the overall market was as compared to how we actually move. Big divergence, okay? Big divergence. So, with that being said, right? When I saw we came up here and we breached the previous day's highs right here, I got short here and rode that down to here. Now, unfortunately, I got stopped here on a tick. I mean, a 0.25 tick. And of course, I could have got in here, right? But that's just trading. You know what? I can't, I'm not going to sit here and cry over spilled milk. All right, now the market is pushing. You can see that, right? All good. All good here. We're going to move it down. All right, now let's look at some levels together. We have our monster level of 59.88. Remember I said ultimate balance. Big moves happen from ultimate balance, okay? Most traded price of the week, most traded price of the month, most traded price of yesterday, all clustered together, right? Now, when you keep doing this, all right, you can keep doing this. Build a range and start doing this, right? Until we break out, upside or to the downside. But what I can guarantee is the move is going to be big. Okay. Now, let's look at this overnight session. It's already engulfed yesterday's session, right? It's going to look like a bullish engulf candle. Just picture this session. It's engulfing yesterday's session. Okay. Taking out supplies here. Okay. So we opened here. Now, this is key too. Okay. Let's talk about this. Opened here. This is the only short activity to all this long. Now we're pushing up higher, right? We just broke all this supply. So I'm going to get rid of this supply. Maybe I'll keep that there, but I'm going to get rid of this. All right. So I know I'm going to get rid of it because there's another supply zone above it. All right. So this is where we're at now. Okay. Now I'm going to show you the inventory again. We're basically 100% net long in the overnight. Okay. In the overnight. And we're at the highs. Like I said before, in the daily chart, we're downtrending. Okay. So it's really key here. Can this market keep going? Now there is supply right here around 60.21 or so. Okay. This is very frothy right here. And it sometimes could be a quick correction. So keep an eye on that. Okay. What I do like right now is that we're pushing out to an edge. We're not in this mess. Okay. So let's look at some levels together. So we have what I like to call a weak low or a confluence low here. 69, 59.64, right? Yesterday's close and the overnight low and yesterday's low. Okay? That is an important level. Okay? 59.64. Important. Okay? It could be a start of a balance area. Okay? Now you can see we have a double distribution, but you can look at this and it's pretty much a bell curve, right? So now we're pushing up right into supply now. Right here, 60.21. How's the market going to react to it, right? I don't know. I don't know. But we are above this major level. So that's a feather in the cap for the bulls. Okay? Now, like I said before, last week's highs is right here. No, Let me move my chart down. Always have these on my chart. It's great. 60.68, last week's highs. Okay, last week's highs. I don't know if we go that high, but let's just keep that in mind. We're still in last week's range. Okay, put your sweatshirt on. All right, so that's what we're working with, right? Like I said, 100% net long, right? Interesting. Okay, so now there's probably a demand zone here that was just formed. Let's see, right in here. Okay, right by this most traded price the overnight. So there's probably, not probably, there is going to be a demand zone here right above the most traded price of the month, the week, the previous day. Okay, so that could be a pullback here to go higher. Okay, that could be. Now, I don't know if you guys want me to do that demand zone to get it perfectly. Um, you know, we got some time. Let me just do that because I'd like to have it on my charts as part of the plan. All right, so give me 1 second while I go back and we will go to the hourly charts. Okay, and we'll just map out the demand zone. What the hell just happened here? Okay, we're gonna map out this supply zone. Sorry. Right, so here is our lovely ES here. So let's just see here. This is probably gonna be maybe a 3-hour zone here. Let's just see. I'll see. Just liking to see what I want to see here. Okay, let's make this right here, and that's a 2 hour. 2 hour. So I just like to set alerts here. 2-hour demand. So that way I'd always get an alert. I have a little template here. All right, so that's 2-hour. And that's our ES. All right, let's go to our NASDAQ. Yeah, I don't know why this NASDAQ's. That's kind of weird. I don't know why that's happening. Always time for technical errors, right? That is annoying. Yeah, I don't know why this is happening. I'm going to go back. I'm not going to waste your time. All right, let me go back, and we're going to go back into scenarios. I don't want to waste any time here. Just give me a sec. I'm going to get right back into where we were. All right. Apologize for that. Let's get back in, and we're going to start right scenarios now that we have them. Okay. Now that we have some levels, some clarity. All right. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's start with the scenarios here in the ES. We're going to start with the bullish scenario. Okay. So remember what I said, 100% net long. This could turn out to be see it nipped supply and we're selling a little bit, just a little bit. Okay. Got some thin volume here. Okay. So number one for me is if this can come down right to this level, which encompasses the big level. this demand, also the overnight most traded price. And let's see what it does here. You can get a nice lift off here, clean these single prints from the past, tag that overnight, and see what you can do in this supply zone. End of this supply zone is 60.45. Okay. So anything in here, okay, let's just say in here, that can hold that 59.88 level, I'm going to be interested. Okay. I'm going to be interested. Now, if this becomes, be honest with you, if it becomes this 59.64, right? And let's say the market is not that weak, okay? Now, like I said, this could turn into a balanced area, okay? If the 59.64 area, let's just call it here, right? And the market's not that weak. If we did come back through and the market's not that weak, I could see us going back, okay? That's the other thing I might be interested in. It's all a matter of where the internals are, okay? Now, let's flip it to the bear side. Okay, we have supply here, 60.21. We just nipped it, got some selling. Okay, we just nipped it, got some selling. So remember, 100% net long in the overnight. It's frothy. Okay, sometimes there's a correction to go higher. Okay, remember, this is important. Remember the daily chart. Okay, let's just put it up here. I can put up the futures daily chart. It's okay. Right? And if we look at this together, there's the 50-day moving average, right? Here's our downtrend. This still can tag this in futures and roll over and stay within the downtrend. Just want to make sure we're all clear on that. Okay. Now, for the bear, we have supply here. So, what can we do? We're gapping up. Now, I didn't mention that as well in the I'll add that real quick. Let's add that because we're gapping up. So 66,004 is our gap fill. Obviously, we can come down here and take off as well. I have to put that in there as well. Okay, so back to the bear side. All right, we have supply all up in here. We have single prints right here. Okay, now what would I like to see? All right, let's see the market is not that strong and we come into the supply. Let's say we open up, come through the open. That will take advantage of the 100% net long in the overnight. Now, it'll probably give you a trade back to here, right? 59.88. If you break that, hold, we're going to test that week low, 59.64. Now, this is a bearish scenario, okay? If we break that and start going, you got that gap. If it continues weakness, you got the month-to-date VWAP at 59.39, and we could try to fill that gap. Fill the gap is like 59.0975 about, okay? And we'd go into this demand where I'd expect to slow down here around 58.80. So like I said, I don't know what part of this, could all of it happen or some of it. That's exactly what that is, okay? That's exactly what that is, all right? Now, let's go back. Let's not go back. Let's go to the NASDAQ, all right? Sorry for the technical difficulty earlier. Okay, let's go to the NASDAQ. Now, the NASDAQ, interestingly enough, okay, is not even, it's right, almost gapping up. Okay, in futures, you don't go by the close, you go by the highs and lows. Okay, now, I'm only saying that is because of the mentors that I got taught about futures and market profile and volume profile. They do not consider the close at all. It's always about highs and lows. So I'm just letting you know how I was taught. Okay, now let's look at some levels. Okay, now ultimate balance, we have 214 is the most traded price of yesterday in the week. 213.50, the big level, is right here. Price is here. So it's a feather in the cap for the bulls structurally. Now, we are still in supply and we're barely gapping up. and we have single prints here. Okay, so again, the Nasdaq structurally is weaker. Structurally is weaker. So if this stays here, this 215.10 around, this is a weak high, right? And we just have to see. This could change. That's why I'm putting it temporarily here to say that could be a big level. But what I do know is a big level is this 219, no, 211.90 area with the gap. That is a big support level. Okay, support once, twice, three times. Okay, so that level is big because you also got an unfilled gap below it. All right, that's what I'm really now. Like I said, demand for this move up is in the, right here, 213.50. Okay, like I said, what's a possibility is this could become a balance area. Up, come down, come up, come down, right? Coiling energy for eventually a break out to the upside or to the downside. Don't know. Okay? Don't know. But look at this. That's the only short activity in the overnight. Everybody's long. If you get some trouble up here, these longs, especially overnight longs, are weak hands. Okay? They're weak hands. So we could get another move at least down to the mean. And then if it starts the balance area, yeah, we're going to test these lows again. Okay? Now that being said, let's get into scenarios. Okay, we're going to start with the bull. All right. So, we have a tiny gap up. Now, the gap fill would be, I think that's 214.98. No. 214.90. Let's just get it here. 214.98, yeah. Okay. So, I need to see farther to merely make that a pullback here. So we're just going to note that level. Okay, we are still in supply right now. We have single prints right here. That's emotional buying, right, in this case. Okay, so a couple things here. All right, for a bull, we're in supply, which I don't love. Okay, I don't love that. Now, like I said, you could get a pullback, right? Pullback, clean up. Now, this is where it gets mucky. If you go into this area, it could be a chop zone. Okay, so you could do one of these, go into this. This is the demand, and you'd have to try or make your work your way to break this and to go up to the end of supply. And the supply is 215. Yeah, I think that's 66. Okay. And then if you break that, you do have single prints here, which is emotional selling from the past. And you can go all the way up. We do have supply right there at 216.60. 216.60. Okay. So, like I said here, they're different because the Nasdaq is not structurally as bullish as the ES. Okay. So it's a little more difficult right now. If this becomes balance area, right? This 211.90 is a big level right here. That could become balance lows. So if we do come down here, and I'm like, oh my God, the market's not that weak. If it's not that weak, I'm going to really watch this to see if buyers come back in, and then that could be a nice trade to the mean. Okay? That's what I'm looking for as far as the bull. As far as the bear case, okay? We're in supply, okay? This is because, like I said, this could become a weak high here where bulls want to break it, bears want to defend it, okay? This is yet to be, this is undetermined because we're just right here, right? Now, 100% net long. So if I'm a bear, may want to wait until we tap the end of this level to 1566 and see if we come through the open. If we come through the open, you have single prints here, right? I would think, I would think we could come down and test the 213.50. Okay. Now, if you break that and start to hold, we're going to test that 211.90. If the market's weak enough, you break that, and this could fill the gap and really go off to the races here. Okay. Month to day VWAP's right here, 212.65. And this could really cascade lower to maybe about here, 209.50 about. Okay. Maybe even go down to last week's lows, 208.74. So that's what I'm looking at. Okay. I'm be very patient today. I'd like things to line up. They haven't been lining up as much as I like lately. So that is it. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Please smash that like button if you did, if you appreciate it. And I would appreciate it. All right. Now, of course, I would love you, anybody watching this, to join me every day. And you could subscribe and set an alert. Give you the lowdown on the markets, give you the levels. Right. Now, the one thing I do is my analysis is spot on every day. It's always spot on. Now, talking about this with Bravo, or Pellegrino, that's his name in here, yesterday, right? I've been able to read the markets pretty accurately for, I don't know, maybe 3.5 to 4 years. Okay. But now executing is a whole different skill, right? Because I can say, oh, if we do this, we should do this. But price action is there to fool you a lot, right? So that's when you really got to nail an entry and get your stop loss. And then sometimes your stop loss can get hit and then it can go with your analysis. That's just trading, right? So that is, a skill I'm still honing. All right. I'm profitable. I'm a profitable trader, but that's still a skill to hone, right? So that's that. Now, today, if I put risk on and it's an educational video, I will post that to my YouTube Shorts. I'll also post that to my X at Gonzo719. Okay. You can also check me out at TikTok, Gonzo719Trader. Now, the thing I'm trying to do is build a community. Now, I have a Discord, Confluence Trading. Check it out, the link on my YouTube homepage. If it doesn't work, please let me know. Right? Trying to build something there, trying to set a foundation, and that way you'd have more access to me. And I go live. You can ask me questions. Right? Trying to really build something there. Eventually, I would like to do an education courses on everything I speak about here. Okay, but until we get enough people, I don't want to just do all that with not a lot of people. Okay, it's not working. That is disappointing. Now, when you click on it, what happens? Do you get an option continue to Discord? Because when I did it, it says link expired, but then it still says continue to Discord, and then I go in. Okay, I got to figure that out. That's disappointing. That is very disappointing. Man, that stinks. And when I do this, right now, I'm going to go there right now. And if I go invite people, and it gives me an option. Oh, okay. Yeah, because I think if you download Discord, exactly like he said, because anytime I put never expires, right? It gives me the same link. So maybe, G-Man, I'm hoping you have Discord already? Or are you just clicking on it without having a Discord account? You have a Discord. Okay. I have to look into that. That's really, thank you for letting me know that. That's um now, if you want, just will express it. My user, let's see here. That's my username in Discord. If you want to message me, I'll just invite you. to the channel, and then I gotta figure this link out because that's really annoying. So yeah, just give me a message and you friend me or whatever, and I'll give you the link because I don't know why that's happening. It doesn't make sense. All right, all right. Thank you for that information. All right, so we got our plan today. All right, that is disappointing about the Discord. So I'm gonna look into that to see what's going on with that. Now, got our plan. Now we do have no trading on Monday. It's closed for Martin Luther King. Okay, closed for Martin Luther King. Okay, so um, oh, one thing I didn't mention today. Today is OPEX. It's the monthly expiry. A lot of money is going to come off the table today. And what do we have next week? Trump's inauguration on the 20th. Okay, a lot of money is going to come off the table today. Now, what happens today is you could get some volatility early, and then big gamma strikes today can get pinned to. Okay, can get pinned to. All right. So what I like to do is maybe put a butterfly on a stock or an index, and um, most times those big gamma strikes get pinned to. Okay, so I'll let you guys know if I do that in my Discord, and G-Man just message me, and we'll get you in the channel. All right, everybody, have a great weekend, and I'll see everybody back on Tuesday. Okay, have a great weekend, guys.